Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Michaela and I'm going to do today Nicole top. This is a very cool top. It's actually a sporty top, but I will be using it to my pole dance collection. And I've got here my pieces already cut, and what it has really special about it is that I will be adding in between the top this color block piece, which will go in between the breasts, and then I will be adding the underbust band like this. And this is my front piece. It has a little cutout here also, not too much, not to reveal too much. And this is the back piece, and actually I will be using my cover stitch to do a binding collar block. In case you do not have a in case you do not have a cover stitch, I will be making a video separately and I will let you know which is the video to watch in case you don't have a cover stitch, and you can do it all with your normal sewing machine. So I will get started. And first, what I'm going to do actually will be placing the front piece on top of my the back piece on top of my front piece, and I'm going to pin. Yes, I'm deciding actually what to pin, and I will be explaining you right now why. So since this top it has a collar block binding band, in order to do it, we cannot collar block in a circle. So we need to leave always an opening, let's call it like that, right? And afterwards I will be stitching it with my normal sew machine. So that being said, I've got here, so I've actually just stitched just one side of my top, and I will do the same for my lining. I'm placing the right side on top of the right side of the fabric and I will be pinning it, and I will immediately I will do a bust stitch first, and then I will connect already the front piece with the back piece. So I will be showing you how I'm doing my bust stitch. In case you've seen it before in any of my videos, I recommend you to skip this step. In case you didn't, then just you can do it now with me. So a basting stitch is practically just a normal straight stitch which you will be later cutting, removing, and I use it to secure my fabrics together, like in this very case. I'm using these two fabrics which are really slippery. It's lycra, but the shiny bit, it's really slippery. I'm so sorry. And the other lycras as well, quite slippery. So serging directly, it's a little bit tricky. So I prefer always to do the bust stitch first. So I did a basting stitch on both sides, and as you can see, I did make these little cuts. And next, what I'm going to do, I have here my back piece, doing the bust stitch. Like if we are placing it like front piece, back piece, front back piece, matching the right sides of the fabric together. On one side we have to on the lycra side, for example, I've bust stitched on the right side, and on the lining side, I've bust stitched on the left side. Why is that? Because in this moment, and I will explain you why, I'm placing the lycra on top of my lining, and I'm matching my back pieces together. So lycra and lining, they are matched together, and I will be serging directly this side. By doing this, you are actually hiding the seam inside. So this is the reason why I place back piece in the middle and the front piece on the outside, in between the 4 layers of fabric. It can be the other way around. It can be the front piece in the middle of the 4 layers of fabric. There is not an exact rule. And look, now when we will be unfolding, the seam is hidden on the inside, so cannot be seen neither on the lycra, neither on the lining. Now the next thing I am going to do, I'm going to fold like this my front piece over, and I'm going to first, before anything else, I'm going to do this little cutout part. For this cutout part, the same, I'm pinning, I'll be bust stitching, and then I will go ahead and serging it, adding elastic in the same time. I prefer to add elastic for this part because I feel like it will give more support, but like I say, elastic is always optional. You're not obliged to use it. In case you wish, I do recommend it. So I'm going to bust stitch, serge, adding elastic in the same time. Once I'm back, I'll be showing the next steps. Okay, so I did my bust stitching, and I actually just wanted to show you how I'm how I'm adding elastic. So I normally have an elastic guide, but in this case, I want the fabric not to roll or to wave, since this fabric is slightly bit more slippery. So I'm just guiding the elastic with my hand. So in case you don't have a serger, you can use your zigzag stitch at your normal sew machine. And I will be cutting it just a little bit before, because I don't want my edges to be bulky. And now I can turn my my right side of the front piece. I can turn it on the right side, and next thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to stitch as well the other side. So I'm placing my front piece of lycra on top of the other piece, and I will be doing the same top stitch, bust stitch, sorry. I will do a bust stitch first, and then I will do the same for my lining side, but I have to make sure that you're matching the right sides together. So what I'm doing here, I'm placing it like this on top of each other, matching the right sides together, and again, once again, I will be I will bust stitch, and afterwards I will be serging it over the 4 layers. I will just bust stitch these 2 parts, and then I will show you how I connect all the sides together. Okay, so I've got my other 2 sides top stitched, and I've turned my my top on the wrong side of the fabric, so it's easier for me to show it to you. So I've turned my top on the right side of the fabric, and I'm going to serge now the other side. and this time you are serging over 4 layers of fabric, like I say, in case you need to do another bust stitch, so it's easier to sew, to serge afterwards over the 4 layers of fabric. You can do another bust stitch. I chose not to. And now I can turn the top on the right side of the fabric. So I'm going ahead and I'm just separating my front pieces with my back pieces like this. And next I'm going to practically pin and do a bust stitch all over the back opening, the underarms, the neck opening on my front piece like this, and the other underarm. And as well, you can go ahead and do a bust stitch on the bottom part of your top. You will anyways have to do it. So this way I will be preparing it for the color blocking binding. So I have bust stitched my top in all the places I've been telling you, and as well I already did the little cuts into my fabric, and I've prepared already my my binder. I know this could be irrelevant for a lot of you, but I'm going to show you just a little bit how I do it in case anybody has a cover stitch. So I've practically introduced my strap. It's a 3 cm strap. I've introduced it like on the wrong side, and then when it turns, it's a double fold binder. And I do have as well my invisible elastic. And yeah, before I start, I will go ahead and I will do just a few stitches just to make sure that everything is going on correctly. And then I place my edge. And in the same time, from now on, what I will be doing, I will be slightly pulling my strap, so then my top will not be waving. So I just pull it slightly bit, like literally not a lot. I don't know if you can see it already, but yeah. So this is how I'm doing it. In case you don't have, then please follow the video I'll be making for you. So I did my binding on my top, and it's looking so pretty right now. And next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this little color block piece, which I'm going to place it in between the top, like I said to you. And what I'm doing now, I'm going to be pinning it. I will pin it, and I will explain you where. So I will pin the like would be the neckline, the in between breasts. So I will leave the sides and the bottom undone. So I will be pinning, and afterwards I am going to do a basting stitch, which I find really important in this very moment because it's a very small piece, and I want to be sure that it's going to lay very nice. So I'm going to do the bust stitch, and afterwards I'm going ahead and I will serge it. You don't need to add elastic to it. I don't think I will add as well. I don't think I won't. Once I'm done, I'll be showing you the next step, how I will be attaching it to my top. So I made a little piece. I've added elastic just at the neckline, and on the sides I did not add any elastic. And now I'm going to turn it on the right side of the fabric. This can be a little tricky, but I'm going to use my my loop turner, so I'm a little bit faster then. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a straight stitch. I'm going to do a straight stitch to my to my sides, to the two sides, so it's going to be easier to attach it to my top. And as well, I'm going to do a straight stitch down on the bottom part. Additionally, I'm going to take my my underbust band, and I'm going to fold it like that in two, and I will be pinning it like this, and I will serge it so I have a continuous circle. So I'll do the basting stitch off camera, and then I will come back and show you how I attach it to the top. The bust stitching is done, and now I will be turning my top on the wrong side of the fabric. And as you can see, I already marked on my top where I will actually start stitching the collar block piece, and I will simply go ahead. I'm going to introduce it just like that under my sew machine, and I will try to actually match with my stitch of the collar block from the binding. I'll try to go over the same piece, the same part. And I will go ahead one more time, and I'll repeat this step. And meanwhile, I'm going to remove all these little threads. For this step, actually, it's really important to use a similar color as the binding, since then it will look like really good. And now I'll be doing the same thing on the other side, and the last part I will leave it unstitched, and I will be explaining you how we'll be attaching the underbust band. But meanwhile, I'm going to quickly serge the underbust band and show you also the next step onto preparing the underbust band. So underbust band is prepared, and I'm going to unfold it like this, and I'm going to pin everything all around. And of course, I will be doing also a bust stitch. So then you have already the next step for the underbust band as well. Now I have my top ready for the underbust band, and as well my underbust band, I have it ready to be attaching the to be attaching it to the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the top on the upside down, so it's easier for me to explain it. And I'm practically introducing my my underbust band over my top, and I started pinning from the side seam, and I will stretch it tiny bit, and then I will go to the other. So what I did over here, I've marked the center of my top and I just pinned it. They are not going to be attached. This little color block piece is not going to be attached to the top, but I just marked the center, so I know when I'm going to put the underbust band, I know on where is my center, so then it's easier to have it stitched to the center of my top. So I'm stretching it a little bit. Like I always say, the underbust band is slightly shorter than the top, so I'm pinning it and stretching it in the same time. Not too much, just tiny bit, like this. Okay, and I actually like to pin one more time at the end over here. And now, as you can see, I have here my center, and the same, I will be pinning it. I will be marking the center of my underbust band. I'll be marking like that on what I have left, and I will be placing it on the center of my color block piece. I need to find a name for it. Color block in between breast piece, like this. Okay, so now I will be going into my to my serger, and I'm going to serge all around. Once it's done, I'm going to do a top stitch with my cover stitch. If you don't have, I recommend you to use your zigzag stitch. You will need to top stitch, because otherwise the seam here, it will be visual. So you need to top stitch it in order to hide it, but I will show you. So I've added the band, I've serged the band everywhere, and now I'm going to turn the top on the right side of the fabric, and I'm going ahead to top stitch it. I always like to start from the seam, and what is really important is that you are turning, when you're top stitching, you're turning your seam on the inside, so it's not visual. So I'm turning the seam like this, and I will lift. I will just show you a little bit, and then I'll be doing the rest off camera. So like I said, I'm turning this little seam on the inside, so it will not be visual. And I'll do the same on this side. I will turn it. And I will keep going all around. And the last step, I'm going to show you how to close the seam, the shoulder seams. So here is the last step, and I am going to my other sew machine, and I'm turning the top on the lining side of the fabric. And what I'm going to do at first, I'm going to make sure that I match very good the ends. So if you don't have if your sew machine is struggling with your such thick parts, I recommend using a hump jumper. So I'm going to place the foot underneath, and then I go very, very slowly, and I go over. And here I'm lifting it a little bit so my foot comes underneath as well. So since this seam is really important to me, I'm going one more time, and I will go over once again because of course it has to be very, very well secured. Okay, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to separate the two sides. Going to separate each side like this, once on one side, one on another side. I will trim my binding in a minute. It's easier to work with it a little bit longer. So I'm separating it like this, and I make sure that my underbinding, it's not coming in between. And then I do a straight stitch over this to have a more professional look, so your seam is not looking really ugly from behind. So I make sure that the binding, it's not crossing. And look how beautiful it looks. I will go ahead and trim all these little bits of thread, and now I go and I will repeat this step, and of course for the other side of the shoulder. So if you have any questions, please feel free to write me, and happy sewing.